hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
When I was a senior in high school, I got a scholarship to play soccer in college. So it's the beginning of summer break, and I get a letter from my coach-to-be, and in the letter is a workout program. The workout included distance running, all kinds of sprints, calisthenics. It was pretty brutal. It was intense. Also included in the letter was a warning from the coach that at the beginning of training camp in August, we would have to run a mile in 6 minutes. He wanted proof that we'd followed the program. If we couldn't run a mile in 6 minutes, we wouldn't play. In fact, we would have to continue to run the mile every day until we got under 6 minutes. Now, I don't enjoy running at all, so a 6-minute mile is not easy for me. I'm not a fast guy. I was good with the ball, but unless there's a ball to chase, running's just too much work. Now, I run now as an old guy, but that's just because I want to be able to see my shoes in order to tie them. But as a freshman, an incoming freshman, I loved the game of soccer, and I wanted to start. I wanted to play. So I followed the program. And there was a nice progression. It started slow, it built up, there was some intervals, but I had to really discipline myself. I had to carve out time in my busy summer to follow it. You see, I believed the coach. I believed in the program he was trying to teach me, and most of all, I believed the warning that if I didn't make a mile in 6 minutes, I wouldn't play. Jesus said, "If you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples." This is a test. If you don't hold to Jesus' teaching, you're not one of his disciples. Jesus is saying, if you want to be a disciple, prove it. Follow my teachings. So what does it mean to hold to Jesus' teachings? First, I think it means you must believe in Jesus' teachings. That may seem obvious. You have to believe what he said about himself, what he said about us, what he said about the world, the promises that he made. Where do we learn those teachings? We learn them from the Bible. We study Jesus' life in the Bible. We wrestle with the things that he said when we're reading the Bible. The Bible is the most important tool of a disciple. It's his weapon. Many disciples go into battle defenseless or without a clue how to use it. The book of Hebrews calls the Bible a sword. It says it's living, it's active, and it's mysterious in how it can cut your heart open and expose your thoughts and attitudes. The Bible is where Jesus teaches us. Unfortunately, most of us who call ourselves disciples rely on secondhand information. The second part of to hold to Jesus' teachings, I think, means to obey his teachings. Obedience is part of following Jesus. In John chapter 14, Jesus said, "If you love me, you will obey my teaching." Love and obedience cannot be separated. Simply put, if you love Jesus, you will obey Jesus. If you don't obey, you don't love Jesus. So if you don't know the Bible, if you don't study the Bible, if you don't discipline yourself to learn the Bible, you can't really obey Jesus, can you? Third, now this is critical. To hold to Jesus' teachings means to continue in that direction. Some translations say, "Abide in my teachings." This means to continue in that direction, not for a day or a week. It's a serious change in your life. It means you marinate in Jesus' teachings. You see, many people are taught by Jesus. They go to an event or they're reading their Bible or they hear a preacher, and for a while they enjoy this new truth that they've learned. But then they slip back. They forget. The experience wears off. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution. You ever made one or some kind of a commitment and then you break it? To hold or to abide, it doesn't mean that we're perfect. It doesn't mean we never make a mistake. It means that the compass of our lives will maintain that new direction for a while. Eugene Peterson put it this way. He He called it a long obedience in the same direction. That's what it means to hold to Jesus' teachings. Now, that summer before my freshman year, I ran my butt off. I was working a manual labor job all day, and I was way busy, but I did my best to carve out time in the morning or even late at night to train. I ran distance, I did sprints on the track, push-ups, sit-ups, working with a ball. It was pretty brutal. It felt like the second half of every Rocky movie you've ever seen, all summer long. But I followed the program. I wasn't perfect at it. Sometimes I would miss, but would always quickly get back on the coach's programs because I believed him. I wanted to please him. I wanted to play. When the first day of practice came, when I got to college, the coach asked all of us who had followed his program. Every hand went up. And then he said, "Strap on your shoes. It's time to prove it." It was soccer, but we went straight to the track and ran a timed mile. I nailed it. I was so fired up because I'm not a runner. But a bunch of guys didn't make it. They fell behind. Some pulled up with injuries. Some were inside the track puking their guts out. Those that held to the coach's program proved it. The others, well, maybe they didn't believe him, or they didn't obey it, or maybe they just followed a little bit of it when they felt like it. Whatever it was, they didn't continue. They had excuses too. Later we talked about it. Some of them were like, "Well, I didn't know that it was really going to be a timed mile. I had to work all summer, or I was injured, or you know what, I decided to do my own thing, to follow my own program." One guy was like, "Well, I run hard during games." He was a gamer. Many Christians are the same way. We make excuses. We get busy, or we say we don't know, or we don't like to read that much. The truth is that knowing Jesus' teachings and holding to them are not that important if they're honest. They'd rather do their own thing. Proverbs 14:12 says, "There's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads only to death." A disciple will know what Jesus said, will believe it, and obey it. He will read it, hear it, study it. A disciple's life will bear these distinctive marks from his master's teaching. This is the direction his life will maintain. You really want to be a disciple? Prove it.